So the question is, how do we get this wonderful dry aged sirloin steak off this stunning hip and loin? Let me show you how. Oh, happy new year, my friends. New year, new start. So I'm just at the butcher's here, checking on what we had left from Christmas. So we had a great Christmas. Now I know that one of these hip and loins, which is where you get all your steaks from, needs doing. It's about 45 day age. It's very moment in time, so it's going to be amazing. But just having a look here, obviously you've got a 4/4. That there is a top of beef. Next to it is a hip and loin, so you rub your sirloin, you fillet. That would be attached under there, and that would be your hindquarter, and then by it there is the flank part of it. But this is the one I want to work on. It's lovely dry aged hip and loin. So yeah, new year, first video, a little bit of beef action. I guess I better get it out on the block. So we've got the Motown vibes on, a bit of Diana Ross. So this beautiful thing, if you have a look, that's where your rump is. In there's your fillet, your tenderloin, and of course your sirloin. So have a look at this beauty. As you can see there, killed on the 17th of November. Yeah, 17th of November. So yeah, proper dry aged beef. I'm going to turn the Motown tunage off and start the magic. So there she is in all her glory then. So what we need to do, like I said, take out the fillet here. Now it's going to be a bit awkward because the camera is where I want to be standing. Bad workman blames his tools. So I'm just going to release it at the top. When you dry age beef, it's a total different animal to butcher. By that I mean, you know, it's really set apart. It's naturally dried out, so it hasn't quite got the give as if you were cutting fresh beef. Well, that's my excuse. Now I'm going to cut there and then just begin to skim it off these bones. Hope you're picking that up on the camera there. Just look at the colour. You can already smell how wonderful this is. Dry aged beef has got a wonderful, beefy, deep, beefy smell to it. So yeah, I'm doing this a little bit ass backwards. So this is the rump fillet. So just easing it gently from the rump. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, deep burgundy colour. Like the finest wines known to man. So I'm just cutting the fillet over this pelvic bone, the H bone here. And then just continue to cut it away from the rump. So next I'm going to remove this rump. So I'm just looking for the tip of that pelvic bone. And then we're just going to make one cut to separate the rump from the sirloin. I just saw through that. Absolutely stunning. Right, we begin to bone out the rump. Wrong knife. That's a perfect split. Textbook. I'm just going to bone this out. Nice sharp knife. So it's just a case then of trimming this up and facing it off by just cutting a thin sliver. So what we do here is we have a D-shaped rump. So we'll take that cut off there. Note the amazing deep red colour. I'm going to take that off the top, basically just giving it a tidy up. Take this fat out here, which we can save to put on the roasting joints. And when I face this up in a minute, cut off that aged front, you'll get a true glimpse of how wonderful this really is. My knife's absolutely shocking. Take that one off, and take one more off. And you can see how beautiful that rump is. Can't quite see it in this light, but yeah, absolutely stunning. That will eat like butter. Right, that's our rump done. Next, we will settle the money shot, the fillet or tenderloin, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I'm just going to rip that membrane off. That's the tail where I'm working on now, and the chain of the fillet just starting to loosen. So nice and steady. It's a natural seam. So we expose that rump end. Already looks a lot different to when we started. So when I was training, this was the last thing, obviously, you were allowed to touch. Started off on shin of beef. You can't really do a lot of damage to that, but this being supposedly the best cut. I mean, I don't really care for fillet myself. They would only let you touch them when you were competent enough. So get your knife in there. Nice and gentle. Square that off. Get that fat. On that, like that, and pretty much that is good to go. I mean, I like to square that end off, face it up. Little tidy up. There you have your fillet ready to steak. Take the middle out, make a nice beef Wellington. But yeah, you can keep going back and fettling it, but what you got to remember is the cost. So on to the final piece of the puzzle, this lovely sirloin. As we're going to steak it, I want to cut it quite short. So squaring it off. So when I started down, this would all have to be deboned individual, singly taking every bone out, and these again through the vertebrae. But nowadays it's just classic sheep boning. So a nice sharp knife, angled towards the bone. Just taking this rib end off first. Nice and gentle. And we've loosened that, so just with the tip. And loosen it off these feather bones. Through that vertebrae, loosen it off, I'll show you the old school way of dislocating these bones, so it makes it easier for us to get out. So with the chopper, literally handle the bone out, and that will pull away from the others. Beautiful. Right, deal with these. Right, just deal with these 6 ribs. So same principle, stand it up. Just start it. Start them off at the top. Now what I like to use for this is this 8-inch raking knife. We can sheet them in one go. Wonderful, wonderful knife. Nice and gentle. There we have a wonderful whole sirloin. Like everything else, needs a little bit of work. So just take that off. None of this goes to waste. My knives are shockingly blunt. So natural seam again, just take that chain off. Some butchers leave it on. I definitely don't. So with that dry aging, it's become really tough, that skin. That sinew. yeah, and just trimming it up. Obviously different butchers have different ways they want to do this, how far they want to take it, but I'm just going to cut along there. Skim that off, almost shaving it off, so knife under. Wonderful. So I'm going to face this off, because this end has been exposed to the air for over a month. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And there you have it. That is your sirloin done. So one final job then, just cutting this sinew off here, real gentle, just so the meat is almost exposed underneath. Take your time here. Then knife in. Okay, let's have a look at it. "45-day dry aged sirloin." Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We got that rump. And of course, the fillet. So there you have it, one hip and loin, completely deboned, ready to sell, to steak. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think I better take a steak home and try it. And my favourite bit, just take another slither off there. How's that looking? One beautiful sirloin steak for Scotty. Well, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today on the SRP, please click subscribe when my face comes down here somewhere. Also check me out on my social media, my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram at the Scott Reed Project. And if you'd like to help the channel along, please check out my Patreon page. But yeah, first video of the year. Good old beef. May have to continue with the top and then that flank, and that'll be a complete hindquarter of beef. Thanks for watching, my friends. Like it, share it, subscribe, and I'll see you shortly. The colour of fine wine. Take care. How beautiful is that? It'd be rude not to take that and try it. Just to make sure it's alright for all the punters.